And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the prediction series. We are now at match day 4 of the Qatar World Cup 2022. After what has been probably the best day of the World Cup so far. We can't look any further past that amazing Saudi Arabia win over Argentina. I said in yesterday's video that I didn't see Saudi Arabia causing Argentina any problems. Well, boy, how wrong could I be? They didn't just cause them problems. They caused them serious problems, from the constant offside trap, which caught Argentina out so many times, to just the never-ending effort they put in at both ends of the pitch. Massive tackles, chances created, and of course 2 brilliant goals. And let's be honest, if it wasn't for a dodgy penalty, which I thought was a very, very soft one that was given, Argentina wouldn't have even scored. So massive credit to Saudi Arabia. It'll be interesting to see how they do in the other game of the group. After that, sadly, it was 2 rather boring games in my opinion. I expected a lot better in the Denmark game, and I really expected a lot better from the Mexico-Poland game, especially off the back of that Argentina defeat. It was pretty clear that neither side wanted to lose, which is a shame because I thought they would both try and win it to try and assert some dominance in that group. But of course that ended 0-0 as well. But shout out to Guilherme Ochoa for once again giving us another amazing World Cup moment from him. And finally, it looks like another shock was on the cards when Australia took the lead against France. But then the defending champions showed their quality, with Kylian Mbappe having another starring performance and Olivier Giroud going level with the all-time goal-scoring record for France. So, like I said, it was probably the best day of World Cup action so far, in particular with the first and the last game. Would have liked to see a little bit more from the 2 in the middle, but all in all, a very fun day. Let's now look to see what those games have done for the overall series, because I have to say, it has not gone particularly well, and then we'll look ahead to all of the games in match day 4. So, these were, of course, the games that were played yesterday. These were the results, and like we've just talked about, it has not gone particularly well for me. I do sadly only end up scoring 1 point on the day, coming from the France-Australia game. I'm not going to lie. If you have managed to score more than 1 point, I could probably say maybe some of you predicted a draw between Mexico and Poland, but I don't think many would have gone certainly for a Saudi Arabia win, and I don't think many would have gone for Denmark not getting the win against Tunisia. So if you did score more than 1, well done to you, and let me know down in the comments. It brings my tournament score now up to 7, which isn't too bad for the first 3 days. A little bit carried by that correct score we got on match day 2. As always, let's now get into the predictions for today's games. And we start with the early 10 o'clock game, which is Morocco against Croatia. And a lot of people have sort of said that this group is going to be a formality for Belgium, but I don't think it's going to be that way. I think Morocco, Croatia and Canada are all very good teams, and it's going to be a battle between all 4 of them for the top positions. If you watched my tournament total predictions, you would have seen that I went for Morocco to finish runners-up in this group, and I am actually going to back them to get the win over Croatia in today's game. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to be backing Croatia in this one with all the reasons to, but I just have a little feeling on Morocco. I think they've got a good little team. They're certainly building something, and I think they do have the capability of getting what would probably seem an upset, but for me wouldn't be a surprise, and getting that win. Next up is Germany against Japan, and as much as I like Japan, I even put one of their players in my fantasy football team. I don't really see this being too much of a struggle for Germany. They're on a relatively good run of form, the Germans. They were a little inconsistent in the Nations League, but I expect them to get the job done against Japan. I'm going to go for 4-1. I think if the Germans can get themselves an early goal, this could be a fixture where they do end up getting quite a few. But I'm going to give Japan a goal because I think they do have the means of nicking at least one going the other way. Next up is the other game in that group, which is Spain against Costa Rica. Costa Rica, again, don't really have too much to offer. Obviously, they have Keylor Navas in goal, who's going to be doing everything in his power to emulate the sort of performance we saw from Ochoa in yesterday's games. But overall, you'd expect Spain to dominate the ball in this one like they always do. And I would expect them to eventually break Costa Rica down. I'm going to go for 2-0. I don't think it'll be too much more than that. It could be if Spain really turn on the heat, but I think it would just be a game where Spain will play it around, knock off a couple of goals, and then just see it out until full time. And finally, we have Belgium taking on Canada. And again, like I said for the first prediction, I think this is not going to be as easy as some fans of the World Cup think. Certainly some Belgian fans think. Belgium are going to be lacking the likes of Romelu Lukaku. It doesn't look like they're going to have a recognised striker available for this game. They may have to play a slightly injured Trossard up front. So I don't think it's going to be too easy for them to get goals. Canada obviously have some very good players of their own, the likes of Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, and a couple of others. So I don't think this is going to be a formality, but with the overall quality of the Belgian team, I do expect them to get the win. I am going to go for 3-1 though. Again, they have a couple of defensive issues as well, Belgium, so plenty of opportunities for Canada to exploit them at the other end. And that is going to be it for today's video. As always, please do drop a like if you are enjoying this series and subscribe if you are new around here. All of these games will be available in the description of the video, allowing you to copy and paste them down into the comments so you can let me know what you think is going to happen. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow morning.